It is officially the holiday season, boys and girls, and you know what that means. Yes, Santa is coming, but also the 2020 lineup for new scuba diving equipment has been announced, and some clever new ideas are definitely popping up. But if you don't work in the industry, then you can often miss things as they come out. So most things are announced at DEMA, the yearly dive expo in America, where small independents and big international brands show off their new ideas and what they've been working on in secret. But in this modern age, many other things just kind of pop up on social media, so you kind of have to have your feelers out there looking for new and interesting bits. Now, in this video, we are going to be covering a few bits that are going to be released in 2020, some bits that are already available but have only just been released for 2020, and a few bits just to keep your eye on because they're kind of interesting for the future of scuba diving. Let's take a closer look at things to look forward to in 2020. Much like the classic Ford statement, 9 times out of 10 scuba gear is available in any colour you like, as long as it's black. It's pretty easy to be a ninja diver and get all of your gear in black, because black has always been a very safe colour for the manufacturers. It'll sell, it won't discolour, and it'll match pretty much everything else. But for 2020, there is a growing number of brands that are branching out and experimenting with funky designs. A couple that have caught my eye in 2020 lineups are the Ocean Ramsey range of rash vests and wetsuits from Xcel. Now, you've probably seen these or something very similar on social media, and they're basically using underwater sort of inspired patterns on their suits instead of just flat colours. The quality is important to look for though. There are some funky pattern suits out there, but they can be made out of cheap materials and which basically just wear out. So definitely look for brands with a good following and reviews like Xcel, so your suit lasts more than one dive trip. Another one that jumped out for me is Mares, and that's their Psycho Calavera backplate. Traditionally, backplate systems are just bare metal or maybe like anodized black, but for the past couple of years, Mares have been experimenting with bolder designs like their Red Devil, which was a limited edition and isn't available anymore, sorry about that. For 2019, they pushed it a little bit further with Blue Camo, which has done very well so far this year. So next year, they're releasing this, which definitely pushes my impulse buy buttons, and it's a great way to get modern divers not just into diving and investing in their own kit, but also going down the backplate and wing route. I haven't seen anything like this before in the dive industry, and if this is the future of the dive industry, then I'm definitely into it. Custom gear is also becoming more and more available, and Xdeep have developed a dedicated BCD building website where you can choose the color, size, style of wing, and even have your name embroidered on the wing to match your style. It's also integrated into their ordering system, so after you're happy with the BCD that you have created, it gives you a unique code that you can give to an Xdeep dealer, so you know that when you place your order, what you've created will actually turn up on your doorstep. Scuba gear is literally evolving with every new generation of gear, and equipment manufacturers are improving their ranges constantly for better performance by seeing what works in the field and then kind of splicing that into their previous ranges, and 2020 sees a few new bits reimagined. First up is the Scuba Pro D420. Now, we haven't seen anything from the Scuba Pro D range of regulators since about 2002 with the D400, but this unique looking second stage has been rejuvenated for 2020 and continues the trend of odd looking but technically great second stage designs. Last year we had the Mares Loop second stage, that was a ventral second stage, which had some great practicality, and the D420 has an offset diaphragm that improves the work of breathing so it feels much more natural in a solid second stage design. Waterproof are expanding their range of dry suits with the D3 Ergo, which, if you can't tell, is inspired by their suit made for military divers. Using a new fabric, Waterproof have designed the D3 as a lightweight, flexible and robust suit with a snug cut down the legs and the body for better trim, but plenty of flexibility around the shoulders. This is definitely a suit that I'll be looking at in 2020. And following the massive success of the Hydros Pro BCD, Scuba Pro announced the Hydros X BCD, which is a jacket-style BCD made with the concept and materials as the Hydros Pro. Splicing together basically the X Black and the Hydros Pro is a tough BCD that dries instantly and is much more modular for the modern diver. So you can chop and change bits and replace bits over time, and yes, we're probably going to be seeing some color kits for it too. So if you were following the coverage from DEMA 2019, you'll have heard of the Hydroid rebreather. The concept has been floating around the dive industry for a while now, and it kind of stayed as that, just a concept, but it actually amazed people at its unveiling as a rebreather just basically crammed into a helmet. It's undeniable that this is an amazing feat of engineering, and it is definitely worth watching, but I don't think we're going to be seeing it on any shelves in 2020. I'll be very impressed if it even passes CE testing, and it raises a whole bunch of red flags for the little diver inside of me, but people are definitely pushing the boundaries of what is possible. Brizo is another one that's caught my eye this year because I just can't really figure out how it's going to work. Brizo boasts to basically be an underwater tracker that can map your dive a bit like a hiking GPS, but underwater. Now, most computers will do this for you, but it's just a 2-axis depth chart of your dive. Brizo suggests that they can actually map your dive on a dive site in 3 dimensions, even though GPS doesn't travel through water, so I don't really get how that's going to work. Fourth Element know their stuff when it comes to exposure protection, and they are constantly experimenting with new materials and concepts to keep you warmer in your dry suit, and they of course know that argon is a better insulator than air, but how can we use this for divers who don't want the hassle of an argon tank? Well, Fourth Element is working on the Halo AR, which uses argon-infused panels to basically keep and prevent heat loss in a low bulk suit, which is definitely worth watching. It's a low bulk suit, but it's keeping you warmer because it's using argon. Very clever stuff. So those were just a few bits that caught my eye leading into 2020, but what are you most looking forward to and what's caught your eye? Let us know in the comments below. As ever, don't forget to like, share and subscribe so we can make better content and you can see more of it. Thanks for watching and safe diving. And of course, this week's video, we're going to be looking at our best-selling reels for 2019. So as you might notice, all of these reels are actually spools, which kind of shows how the sort of market is going. People are going for the more compact and some neat and tidy spools, although not everyone actually knows how to use them properly, as